because it was happening to those people. Now, here in New York State, we had a reasonably progressive government, and so under Mario Cuomo, the AIDS Institute was established, the AIDS Advisory Council, and bipartisan support with both sets of legislators. But I want to remind people that it was more than a decade into the AIDS epidemic here in New York, and it took civil disobedience and a criminal court decision to get syringe exchange allowed here in New York State. And it was not until we got syringe exchange spread out all over this state that we started seeing a significant decrease in HIV infection, because 50% of all infections back in 1995 were among people who were injecting drugs.
Yes.
Now, when we got it right, we got it really right. Because guess what happened? We started seeing a precipitous decline in new infections, and this was even before we had the antiretroviral drugs to treat people, to the point that 2 years ago, we had only 119 new infections, from 7,500 to 119 new infections associated with injection drug use. Second public health crisis, a hepatitis C epidemic that is now double the rate of the HIV epidemic at its peak. And once again, 5 years after we have a cure, we do nothing because it's happening to those people.
That's right. That's right.
And it took until this March for the governor to make a commitment to eliminate hepatitis C, 5 years after there was a cure. And all he put in the budget to eliminate hepatitis C is $5 million, which we know is just a drop in the bucket of what we need if we're going to end that epidemic.
That is right.
And so now we are here with an opioid overdose epidemic.
Yes.
I'm not going to say an opioid epidemic because we have had opioid addiction for a long time, and somehow it only gets attention when certain right people end up caught up in it, and not those people, whoever those people are. But what we have right now because of fentanyl is we have an overdose epidemic, and people are dying.
That's right. That's right.
I think we need, just like we had an AIDS quilt, I think we need an overdose
Yes,
quilt.
we do.
That
Yes.
remembers the people for who they were, what they contributed, the talent and gifts that we have lost across this country because we are willing to let some people die because of who they are and what they do.
No more.
No
We
more.
need to put this to an end.
That's right.
Supervised consumption
Yes.
doesn't just save lives, it does much more than save lives.
Lives.
Supervised consumption opens up the opportunity to engage people. If you really want to reach people and touch people,
That's right.
if you want people to feel like someone accepts them, loves them,
Right,
cares
right.
about them, open up a supervised consumption facility, and then you can offer health care, you can offer vocational training, you can offer opportunities for people to step into care and get the help and support that they need. But by continuing to criminalize addiction
Yes.
and make what is a mental health issue a crime, we are condemning people to death.
That's right.
And these are the people who we are condemning to die,
That's right.
not one more.
Not